Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's that time, it's Tarot Time with Cindy. This is a general collective message. Hopefully it resonates with you, but if it doesn't, next time, my friends. This message does start with a channeled message, and you can see the cards right now on the screen, and we will get into the reading part of this right after the channeled message. This channeled message comes with a title. The title of this message is called Coming Home for a Celebration. On the eve of this celebration, you will find your heart and thoughts centered around universal love. It's a long road home, but you are on your way. Whoever you are, you bore witness to the original sin. Not through these eyes that you see through now, but through eyes that have long ago passed. You saw the morning star fall from the heavens, and you have met every version of the devil and his kin. A seat is held for you within a special place in heaven, reporting back the latest news about the devil and all of his kin. Until you return to your seat in heaven, sleep peacefully, knowing that you need not fear stormy nights, and you shall live freely, knowing that every river and every path leads you home. So this is one of those messages that feels like I really can't unpack it until I start doing it with you and talking out the cards with y'all. So that's what I'm going to do. I've shuffled them all out because you saw them. So this is who you actually really are. You got the love, but it's the Eight of Cups. So this is a very, well, even the channeled message, this is a very deep spiritual message, and I really honestly feel like it almost kind of comes from the heavens, and it's directed to each of us, really, particularly anyone who may resonate with being a starseed, although, okay, so what I want to say first is there was a section in the channeled message that did talk about you possibly being here since kind of almost like the dawn of man, or when man became sort of consciously aware. Now, my belief is that there's been starseeds coming to Earth since that time. I don't believe that starseeds are just a new thing. I do think that there's been a bit of an influx in soul energy that's come to Earth from further away places. You definitely, and even your underline here is really beautiful. Like, it does highlight this. I'm going to be honest, like, if I honor the message that came out in the cards that are on the table, I feel like I'm talking to those that are original starseed energy, that have been here for quite a long time and have been away from source heaven for quite a long time. And I do feel that a lot of these I will call them sort of the original starseed energy, is that many of them have played out lifetimes as very natural, like I want to say ritualistic. Some of you might identify yourselves as very pagan, or that's kind of very European, but I feel like these energies that I'm picking up on in this reading have been around Earth, like in every culture. So even like I'm here in Canada, so I want to say like people who are Indigenous, and even for hundreds of thousands of years, like it's such a deep, long message that have kind of always been guiding those around them. Medicine men and women, like that's how I feel that this is, that these are people that are sort of almost like the forgotten starseeds. And the point in this was paving a way for sort of like the influx. And so I'm going to keep going with that. And the overall message, though, if you identify yourself as a newer sort of starseed, you find Earth difficult. We all find Earth difficult, but yeah, okay. I still want to say the message still holds true, like particularly the towards the end of it. We're all on the path home. So I really do feel like whoever this message is for, that there's maybe even this message is coming forward because maybe you even feel particularly detached from your own source, from the source, the energy from which you came. And you may also be going through a period here where you've created boundaries around a lot of people and things in your life. And I feel like that's kind of actually important in this message, because it feels as though to me that that's actually how you can reconnect with source. Now, I'm also getting a bit of a message here that some of you, because of the channeled message that came out, some of you may actually be very close to final lifetimes here, incarnating on Earth. The cards that have come out too, like, it's interesting because I feel like people around you really feel like you're somebody different. Like there's something different about you. Maybe like if you're introduced into an environment or a situation where you've never been before, but other people might be familiar with that environment or situation. And so they're familiar with how the energy works, how things play out. It's kind of like when your energy gets introduced, there's a change and a shift. But I feel like it's sort of subtle. And I feel like that change and shift starts happening. I'm really feeling it actually with this Eight of Pentacles here. It's kind of like that change and shift starts to occur to those around you. And then it's a little bit like you carry this kind of pure core of divine truth. And that purity kind of seeps out of you a little bit, and it starts to affect other people. So it's not as if when you are introduced in an environment or situation that people go, whoa, what happened? Everything changed here. Because these changes start to happen to other people. So it almost just seems like everybody is naturally making changes and things are going really well. And this is how things are happening now. I feel like it's when you leave a situation or environment, because everything starts to almost, wow, that's interesting. I mean, I'm almost feeling like I'm still channeling, to be honest, in this reading. No, not okay. There are some that know. That's the thing I'm picking up here. Like, because people will see you as an empathic starseed, and the Six of Pentacles that have come in. So I'm using the Starseed Oracle deck and the Starman Tarot, and it's like you bring this in. People can sense that you bring this in, but I don't think that you're really necessarily meant to be in one place for very long. I'm kind of getting the impression that like you go into a space and then you kind of impregnate it with this divine energy. But you are very symbiotic. So things can also start to kind of come into you, which affect you. You may be really prone to weather changes. You may be really prone to certain individuals, like causing, I don't know, like just feeling anxiety or like some type of physical symptom that might arise with different people, and you can't really explain it. I want to say it's because if it doesn't resonate with the frequency that you hold, which is, I'm just seeing like this, almost like this glowing little jewel of this divine energy that you've always carried with you. And it's kind of like that little jewel needs to recharge at times. Once it's done its magic and impregnated the space that you're in, then it's almost like then you need to go and you need to recharge. Now, the key here is, I feel like there's like definitely circumstances where there's lasting change to where you've been. And I guess in terms of how this would play out for you personally, if you are aware of things like that, you can know that the lasting change is an indication that there are other star seeds in that space. If lasting change diminishes quickly, then I want to say that's also an indication that there aren't many star seeds, or were not very many star seeds in that space. Because I do feel like it's almost as if after you've vacated a space, then you're appreciated, right? Like, which is kind of, really difficult to say, honestly. Like, it's kind of like people don't appreciate what they have until you're gone. And now, so actually, now that's interesting. Now I understand why the cards weren't, it's weird. Like, the cards weren't really speaking to me when I first pulled them out. And now I understand, because the channeled message that I just kind of did there is telling me this. Like, this is the part here that people don't really quite understand clearly about you. You see how this energy is actually, it's called. It's like you have a calling and you go. You have a calling and you go. Your soul gifts and training. You leave soul gifts behind. That's kind of who you are. You leave the gift of this pure intention. You leave the gift of pure intention, and then you move on. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, now as I'm looking at this, do you see the Seven of Swords? How this person looks like they've gone in and they've done something bad here. They've broken in this case and they've taken these swords. But look how these cards sit. It's like this person is, they're small. So the perspective almost seems like this person is gaining distance here and walking away. But then this energy is coming. It's coming at them. This is crazy, but that literally, the way that's unfolding so far, for me, feels like if you make an impact where you go, and then you leave wherever that was, and then the impact that you make kind of starts to disintegrate or reverts back to whatever was already there prior to you arriving, it's as if some people feel like you're responsible for the degradation, the degeneration of the changes that were made. That's odd. That's odd, isn't it? Oh, I just heard no good deed goes unpunished. How fascinating. So that's very interesting. Now I understand how that area is sitting as a misunderstood. You're leaving a little bit, it's kind of like you're leaving a little bit of heaven with you, with every footstep you take away from places. And you're also, though, in some regard here, you are activating others. You must be a catalyst. I want to kind of say you must be a bit of a walking catalyst here. Oh, I definitely want to clarify that Seven of Swords. I don't know. I mean, it could even be like if you and I just look beyond the imagery that's playing out in the cards. It could even be too, like, people may not know why you leave spaces, or why you're not as permanently planted as others. It's very curious. And I don't know, like, is this friend groups, or you like a consultant or something, and you go into a space and you're there for a bit and then you go somewhere else? Do you move around a lot? Do you live in a mobile home? Like, I don't know, there's a lot, and it's interesting. I didn't actually pull out, like, even like talking about this, I didn't pull out any cards to indicate ley lines. No, there's nothing like that. This is the only one in the underlying. And, being sort of naturally guided to different places on Earth to kind of like activate energies. The image is interesting of you. Yeah, I can't say that I really, really feel like, based on these cards, like that people would just kind of naturally see you as a visionary, wanting to create something different than what already exists. So you got the New Earth card. This is like kind of like your image, the image that people are left with, the impression that people are left with, how they kind of see you, or, you know, if they're thinking about you, this is what they think about. New Earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. And the King of Cups. I think you really touch people emotionally. And I kind of feel like, too, you touch some people emotionally in a way that it almost makes them come running towards you. It's odd that, no. There's something about once your energy has left the room, once you've left the building, there's some energies that in some way are kind of like in hot pursuit. Again, we'll clarify that. I don't know if they're all bad, or there might be some rule breaking. I kind of also want to say that I think some people that you affect here, and these could be people that are also starseeds, but you're kind of like, you're a catalyst. You're a catalytic starseed energy. So the ones that you kind of turn on, like some people may say that they've had like an awakening experience since meeting you. Or, yeah, like I would say it's something like that. I would say that. People but they may not link it directly to you. They may just think, oh, well, yeah, that was a coincidence. Or they may not even, articulate it in their mind that clearly, that there is even a connection. But I do kind of feel like that, yeah, you probably activate people and they have spiritual awakenings here. Those are the people that I feel like really, really identify you for who you are, because you kind of do something to them where they recognize it inside themselves. And so then you are easier to identify once they've almost kind of gone through the struggle of who they are. And it's almost as if you yourself are proceeding to somewhere completely new. I really do feel like some people, if they didn't have the belief before, they definitely have the belief after knowing you and interacting with you that you can create your own reality. And that you are in the process of doing that. Now, your soul's hidden agenda here is very interesting. Look at this. You have the Princess of Swords, which is like the Page of Swords. And then you have wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. Your soul is, honestly, it's in what is being woven here. It's almost as if your deeper self totally understands why you're here and what the long-term purpose is. Like beyond any, because as human beings, we have egos that understand that we have a limited existence. So often seeing beyond that limited existence, or seeing beyond our own struggles and pain, can be difficult, can be like huge hurdles. Because we will often base whatever the pain or hurdle or difficulty is that we're dealing in the moment as a cruel injustice to ourselves or to us, or the universe is unfair. But, honestly, like when you think about that the soul is infinite, what is like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years? Like, and in any period of time of suffering or difficulty, your soul it just knows that, and I want to say also prepared. There might be certain things that activate you to know where to go, when to go there, when's the right time. It's just, honestly, it feels like a warrior in waiting, the way she's standing there. And then things I just find this deck is so fascinating. See how like the image of a human is being materialized out of the pelvic bones here, which is kind of like the birth canal, right? So something is being birthed. But again, I do feel like there's something here where you've prepared, or you are, well, even now, preparing a world for like future generations, right? Like, yeah, the golden children, like a world for future generations, creating the portal, opening the portal, or observing them coming through the portal, materializing. I kind of want to say too that there's probably something about you, yeah, that maybe, I don't know how this would apply to everyone, but it's coming through. It's almost like you would almost have some type of perspective, generationally speaking. Like changes in children, changes in the generations that have been coming in. Particularly noticing perhaps some that you would describe as, quite deep and philosophical in their own little ways, and that they have rare gifts. Maybe more innocent than others. And I don't know if this could be something like even, like maybe you could even have grandkids or great-grandkids. You might even be hyper tuned into kind of like, the generational gaps, like what are they now? Gen X, Z, Y, I don't even know what to call there's almost like some sort of awareness, at least on a soul level. What's your next move? Live your dreams. That's what your next move is, or should be. That's what you're being guided for your next move here. Deep love. Mother's milk, birth as a portal. Well, isn't that interesting? Because you are preparing for some type of portal here. I don't know. Maybe some of you are about to have a super spiritual experience. And then you get the Nine of Cups with it. And it is kind of like a celebration energy. It's kind of too making me feel like, the channeled message at the very beginning of the reading. It just felt like the story of the human soul, as we all are, returning back to source, back to the heavens, back home. And it's kind of like that would be a celebration. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be celebrating now. Yeah. That's what your next move should be. Fulfilling your dreams and your wishes. Birth that into reality, my friends. Birth that into reality. What's the Seven of Swords here? Why is the Seven of Swords here with the call to souls, gifts, and training? Well, hello. You got the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Again, I still want, because this card can have two totally polar opposite meanings in the reverse. It could be somebody who is really at their last leg mentally, and there could be, a risk of self-harm in that energy. But it could also be somebody who has come to terms with all of their overthinking and sort of starting to relax their mind and release the ego. I'm not going to lie. I really honestly do feel like there are some people that maybe want to kind of tag along with you, or they feel drawn to you. But it's weird because it's almost like once you walk away, I feel like you get two camps in that. You get people that come to terms with their thoughts, and then you get other people that don't know what to do. Like their mental health might get worse. If you've dealt with people that had difficult mental health upon meeting them, and then over time your interaction with them that improved, I want to say, I don't know, kind of unfortunately, it feels like some of them might still struggle with this after you leave, but I don't know why I say you leave. Like, I don't know what these things are that you leave. What are the things? Like, how do they leave? Is it just like going grocery shopping? The grocery store suddenly gets better and then you go and everything just falls apart. What is it, this energy that they leave? Oh, it's the Three of Cups. Well, that's very interesting. Golden showers. I don't know. It's a funny card. It looks like these women are worshiping the golden showers. I just think that's really yucky. Yucky. But, okay. What is it that you leave? Maybe it is people that worship weird things. You leave the Three of Cups. You leave, so I don't know, old friends behind, maybe. People that you used to, have fun with, a good time, and celebrate. The Princess of Cups is on the bottom. The Three of Pentacles. The Lovers. That's interesting. So the Lovers. The Honeydew. The Three of Pentacles. But there's only one there. There's a maze, what looks like a three-dimensional labyrinth. Oh, and then there's alien energy. It's weird. It's almost like there's some type of, I don't know, otherworldly energy that always follows you around. I really do want to say that I feel like you are protected and guided. Your instincts aren't wrong. I really do believe that most of the time your instincts are probably pretty accurate. I know. I think that's what I have. Like, that's kind of what I got here, my friends. Oh, you got the King of Cups at the bottom again. You got the King of Cups at the bottom. And you got the King of Cups as how this affects your image. Oh, deep. Very deep. Very deep. People may even feel that they have a deep emotional experience with you, through you. Yeah. So, I'm going to go do the extended. I'm going to use the same decks in the extended. I'm not going to reshuffle. I'm going to keep what's on the table. So we'll keep working off those two decks. I'm going to say what you really need to know about yourself. So that's going to be through the Starseed Oracle and the Starman Tarot. And what is your truest path? Thank you so much, everybody. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.